Who once lived in Chattanooga's tent city are still waiting for permanent housing nearly a month later.
Yeah, the Chattanooga Community Kitchen agreed to operate a temporary emergency shelter for 15 days.
Catherine Marchand tells us what happened when that time was up. Catherine.
Well, Josh, Kim, the city is now going to pay the Salvation Army to run a shelter for the next 2 months, but that still may not be enough time to find every former tent city resident a permanent home.
This is the property where 136 people were living outdoors. Tonight, their tents are gone, but they still don't have a permanent place to call home.
I've been living in a tent out in the woods over on Rossville Boulevard. Then they opened a shelter here, and I've been here ever since they've opened it here.
Michael Amicarelli was living in Tent City. Now he spends his nights at the Salvation Army, which just opened to give the people displaced a temporary housing option.
We have been averaging 40 each evening.
The Salvation Army estimates it will cost up to $750 per day to operate the shelter. The city has asked them to provide services through the end of June. That total cost to taxpayers is nearly $50,000.
To operate a shelter, you have to have staff in place. You also have to have, your utilities, obviously, all of your overhead as far as cleaning, washing blankets, all of those type of things.
We asked the city why they're trying to extend what was originally supposed to be 15 days in temporary housing. Director of Special Projects Tyler Yunt says several people have submitted applications to live in public housing, but that housing just isn't available yet.
It just takes a while for the housing authority to turn those units over and get them opened up for people. So we wanted to have a place for people to go in the interim who were in that process.
Honestly, the process, I'm glad they're giving everybody housing, but it's a little slow.
Amicarelli found out his application was approved, and eventually he'll move into a public housing unit at Eastlake Courts. He's still waiting to learn when that day will come.
Once I get the place and I know I got a secure place to sleep, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to try to get myself back in the community and be productive.
Now, Tyler Yunt with the city told me that he doesn't think every single person will be housed by the end of June, but he says he and his team are holding weekly meetings to pick up the pace and try to keep things moving. Josh.
Thanks, Catherine. If you want to help, the Salvation Army is in need of blankets, towels, fruit in bulk, and